I didn't have to save anything. I didn't have to stop and do anything. Nothing. It saved it all by itself.
Then what if you go back for another class and you want to remark it up?
That's fine.
Is that going to be on there like that?
No, actually,
He'll be able to move down and pick.
my PowerPoint has not changed a bit. What's changed is now I have a mimio file with my markups on it.
So it's saving it in a separate file.
Right.
Yes.
Save as.
And if I wanted to, I could put all my slides together. I could save it and print them out. I could email them to my students. I could put them online. I could do whatever I want with them. It gives you 20 different options of how to save it.
With any program that you own.
Great question. One of the things I told you about that I didn't like about the Smartboard was the fact that you have to kind of use their software. Mimio works with anything. Okay? It doesn't matter what I'm running. If I'm running PowerPoint, my Mimio tools are still available to me. If I am online, my Mimio tools are still available to me. All I have to do is hit the button, and I have that ability to mark it up and save it automatically. Okay? Let me show you another little teaching trick that I like. Let's find this one. Last year, we were teaching our kids how to read the different words on the OAT test. Some of the words, the performance verbs that they were going to come across. Some really cool features Mimio has, just like the Smartboard. We have our Spotlight. Spotlight the word analyze, spotlight the word compare. Let's suppose maybe I want to change the shape. Shiloh, we have the star program. So boom, there we go. There's my star. If I wanted to change the transparency, I can do that too. Right? I also have this. Oops. It's a shade. The old paper on the overhead trick.
And no burnout light bulbs. Right?
No burnout light bulbs, right? We have transparency there too, so it's really nice for grade school kids if you learn how to read, go line by line by line. Now this is the one that I really like. Let's suppose that you are teaching these words and you've gone through your list and now you want to assess where your kids are at. And I don't have time to sit down before class and make some new lesson or put it into the software. Answering your question, it works with anything you got.
What about it? We were just talking. What if we went online to the Ohio Department of Education Net Success website where they have the practice test? Could you project those up there?
Sure.
And is there a way, using what you gave us last week, that they could like be answering it and you could see how many kids are answering that question correctly or incorrectly, and then?
Sure, the responders will work in tandem with it. Mimio, since Rubbermaid bought them, is actually developing their own that will go with it as well. That's another big little tool, but I mean, in tandem, you can see how powerful they'd be.
Now, are you running through the projector right now too, or no?
Am I running the projector? Yes. Yes. But don't be fooled. The Mimio is not projecting anything.
Right.
And I'll show you in a moment when we turn it off what else you can do with it. All right. Let's suppose, like I said, I want to go ahead now and review this list, and I want a quick little activity. All I'm going to do, so I'm going to use my Mimio tools, and I'm going to cover up some of these words and some of these definitions. So now, kids, somebody please tell me what word means to think about the different parts of a problem. Come get it, right? And then, boom, you're right. What's the definition of compare? Oh yeah, to look at traits. Once again, it saved it all, which is great for me because now, the next day, I can go back and we can review exactly what we did. And it's all still interactive.
And the kids love it because you can also let them, they love to touch that mouse and be able to go up there too and move things. So if you've got the antsy child in your room or something like that, you can have them come up and they get to do a couple times. And
Any math people here? I can just see math people now. I ran into some last year and they were telling me how great this was, but they were doing these wonderful worksheets that they had on their overhead. And the kids were coming up and they were drawing the triangles and whatnot. They said, we can't possibly redo all that. It took us years to come up with our curriculum. No problem. Email me the file. So she emailed me her file, and here it is. I said, all right. We freeze the screen, and now your kids come up and they do their triangles this way. Or maybe we prefer it a little bit smaller, and they do it this way. However, there's triangles go. All right. Once again, you can move it around. Maybe they get it wrong. You flip it around that way. Whatever you need to do. Saves everything. Print it, email it, whatever you want to do.
Does it save the animation, like the movement?
It can. There's a device on here that's called the mimio recorder. It will record anything that you do on the screen, including your voice. So if you hook yourself up to a microphone, while you're, say, solving this equation or solving this graph, you can go through the steps orally as well as they're seeing it on the screen. And it makes a little video about it.